to the world.
Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world with me, Deepika, coming up in the next 30 minutes. The world will drive EVs that would say made in India, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi as he flags off Maruti Suzuki's first electric vehicle, e-Vitara, in Gujarat. Massive boost to Indian Navy firepower and self-reliance as it inducts state-of-the-art stealth frigates INS Udaygiri and Himgiri in Visakhapatnam. And former Sri Lanka President Ranil Wickremesinghe granted bail by Colombo court over the allegations that he misused state funds while in office. To begin with the latest, well, today is a special day in India's quest for self-reliance and being a hub for green mobility. At the program in Gujarat's Hansalpur, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated and flagged off the e-Vitara, Suzuki's first global strategic battery electric vehicle. The Made in India BEVs will now be exported to more than 100 countries, including advanced markets such as Europe and Japan. With this milestone, India will now serve as Suzuki's global manufacturing hub for electric vehicles, further taking large strides towards becoming Atmanirbhar in the field of green energy. Prime Minister also inaugurated the next phase of India's battery ecosystem, marking the commencement of local production of hybrid battery electrodes at TDS lithium-ion battery plant in Gujarat. The plant, which is a joint venture of Toshiba, Denso and Suzuki, will boost domestic manufacturing and clean energy innovation. Now, this development ensures that more than 80% of the battery value will now be manufactured within India. Later, addressing a program in Hansalpur, Prime Minister Modi stressed that Made in India electric vehicles are now driving onto the global stage, saying it reflects the nation's growing strength in green mobility. He further added that the world will now drive EVs that say Made in India.
सुजुकी जापान भारत में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कर रही है और जो गाड़ियां बन रही है वो वापस जापान को एक्सपोर्ट की जा रही है। ये जापान और भारत के रिश्तों की मजबूती तो है ही, भारत को लेकर ग्लोबल कंपनियों के भरोसे को भी ये आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करता है। एक तरह से मारुति सुजुकी जैसी कंपनियां मेक इन इंडिया की ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बन चुकी है। लगातार 4 साल से मारुति भारत की सबसे बड़ी कार एक्सपोर्टर है। अब आज से ईवी एक्सपोर्ट को भी उसी स्केल पर ले जाने की शुरुआत हो रही है। अब दुनिया के दर्जनों देशों में जो ईवी चलेगी उसमें लिखा होगा मेड इन इंडिया।
The Prime Minister also said that Make in India initiative has created a favorable environment for both global and domestic manufacturers.
स्वदेशी ये हमारा जीवन मंत्र बनना चाहिए दोस्तों। गर्व से स्वदेशी की तरफ चल पड़ो। और यहां जापान के द्वारा जो चीजें बन रही है ना, ये भी स्वदेशी है। मेरी स्वदेशी की व्याख्या बहुत सिंपल है। पैसा किसका लगता है उससे मुझे कोई लेना देना नहीं है। वो डॉलर है, पाउंड है, वो करेंसी काली है, गोरी है, मुझे कोई लेना देना नहीं। लेकिन जो प्रोडक्शन है उसमें पसीना मेरे देशवासियों का होगा। पैसा किसी का, पसीना हमारा। जो प्रोडक्शन होगा उसमें महक मेरी देश की मिट्टी की होगी, मेरी भारत मां की होगी। इस भाव के साथ आप मेरे साथ चलिए दोस्तों। 2047 में हम ऐसा हिंदुस्तान बनाएंगे, आपकी आने वाली अनेक पीढ़ियां आपके इस त्याग का गर्व करेगी, आपके इस योगदान का गर्व करेगी।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be undertaking Japan and China visit from Thursday to participate in key summits. Visiting at the invitation of Japanese counterpart Shigeru Ishiba, this will be Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 8th visit to Japan and the first summit with Ishiba. During his 2-day visit to Japan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the 15th India-Japan Annual Summit, besides reviewing the special strategic and global partnership with his counterpart. They will also discuss issues of regional and global importance.
Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi is embarking on an official visit to Japan on the evening of 28th August. He will be in Japan on the 29th and the 30th of August for holding the 15th India-Japan Annual Summit with the Prime Minister of Japan, His Excellency Shigeru Ishiba. This is a significant visit for several reasons. It's Prime Minister Modi's first annual summit with Prime Minister Ishiba. It is also his first standalone visit to Japan in nearly 7 years. He last visited for the annual summit in 2018. Since then, of course, he has visited Japan, but that has been for multilateral engagements and other ceremonial events. So this will be a visit that will be fully dedicated to the bilateral agenda between India and Japan. This is also Prime Minister's 8th visit to Japan since he took office in 2014 and reflects the very high priority that this particular relationship has foreign relations.
In the second leg of his visit, at the invitation of the Chinese President Xi Jinping, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in China from the 31st of August till the 1st of September to attend the SCO summit. India Secretary West Tanmay Lal told the media persons about the details. Take a listen.
The SCO was established with the primary goal of countering 3 evils of terrorism, separatism and extremism, which continue to remain a challenge. Today, as a regional platform, there is a broader range of sectors of cooperation among the SCO members. The SCO comprises 10 members. In addition to India, they include Belarus, China, Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Russia, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. There are a number of dialogue partners and observers also. India has been a member of the SCO since 2017 and earlier it was an observer since 2005. During the period of its membership, India has held the chair of the SCO Council of Heads of Government in 2020 and of the SCO Council of Heads of State during 2022-2023. The program elements for the upcoming 25th SCO Summit in Tianjin include a welcome banquet dinner in the evening of 31st August, and the main summit will be held on the next day, Monday, 1st September. And in addition to this, Prime Minister is expected to hold some bilateral meetings on the sidelines of the SCO Summit.
Indian Navy today commissioned the latest state-of-the-art Project 17A multi-mission stealth frigates Udaygiri and Himgiri at the Visakhapatnam Naval Base. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will presided over the ceremony. While this was the first occasion when 2 frontline surface combatants constructed at 2 different shipyards were commissioned simultaneously, underscoring the growing maritime importance of India's eastern seaboard. Upon commissioning, the two frigates joined the Eastern Fleet, strengthening India's ability to safeguard its maritime interests across the Indian Ocean region.
Indigenous design and construction embody both.
On the occasion, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said the commissioning of INS Udaygiri and INS Himgiri is a visual depiction of our dream of a self-reliant India coming true. It is also a proof of the vision and commitment, and he congratulated the Indian Navy on this occasion.
आज INS उदयगिरी और INS हिमगिरी की कमिश्निंग के इस हिस्टोरिक मोमेंट पर आप सबके बीच उपस्थित होना मुझे बेहद अच्छा लगा है। मैं राष्ट्र की तरफ से इंडियन नेवी के मेन एंड वीमेन के प्रति कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करता हूं, जो पूरे डेडिकेशन के साथ राष्ट्र की सेवा में लगे हुए हैं। INS उदयगिरी और INS हिमगिरी की कमिश्निंग आत्मनिर्भर भारत के सपने की एक साकार होती तस्वीर है। साथ ही हमारे विजन और कमिटमेंट का भी मैं मानता हूं कि यह प्रमाण है। मैं इंडियन नेवी को इस अवसर पर और विशेष बधाई देता हूं।
And Sai Sistla joins us from Visakhapatnam. Good evening, Sai. Take us through the key features of both the frigates.
Hey, well, good evening. We are currently in the Eastern Naval Command Headquarters in Visakhapatnam, where the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh recently commissioned the Nilgiri class frigates. Both the stealth-guided missile frigates are part of Project 17 Alpha, under which the lead vessel INS Nilgiri commissioned earlier this year. Both the ships displace around 6,700 tons. The defense systems of these ships contain supersonic surface-to-surface missiles and medium-range surface-to-air missiles, submarine defense systems, underwater defense systems, and also the stealth capabilities of these two ships are exceptional. They also contain the cover system, which is an anti-missile chaff launcher.
Also tell us about the warships and how these will empower India's vision of self-reliance.
Just as said by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, these ships just not only showcase the prowess of Indian Navy, but also showcase the central government's commitment towards self-reliance and Atmanirbhar Bharat. Over 75% of these ships were built in India, and around 200 defence MSMEs took part in constructing these frigates. And if we look at the defence systems, most of the defence systems and stealth systems are indigenous and made in India and made by India. And Defence Minister also pointed out that India will soon be stopping importing Navy vessels from foreign countries very soon, thus by improving the self-reliance of India and thus by encouraging the Made in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat.
All right, thank you so much, Sai, for joining us and getting us more details about it. Time to take a short break, but still to come on the other side. Iran and Europe due to meet in Geneva to discuss the West demand on nuclear inspections and diplomacy. Morgan Stanley's report highlights India's rise as world's most desired consumer market. And after the break, a special report on Mother Teresa's 4th anniversary.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India Live. Well, Sri Lanka's former President Ranil Wickremesinghe was granted bail today by the Colombo Fort Magistrates Court in a case where he was accused of misusing state funds. Owing to his deteriorating health condition, Wickremesinghe did not appear in person but joined the proceedings via Zoom. He was arrested on last Friday and remanded until today over allegations of diverting state resources for a private overseas trip during his presidency in 2023. Well, soon after being taken into the custody by the Criminal Investigation Department, the 76-year-old leader was admitted to the prison hospital and later transferred to Colombo National Hospital, where he now remains under intensive care. And now let's go live across to our DD India correspondent straight from Colombo, Ahmed Muin Faruqi. Now, when we talk about this latest development, Ranil Wickremesinghe, who appeared on a Zoom call from the hospital bed, has been finally granted bail. The party supporters also continued to call it a political witch hunt. Tell us the latest that you're tracking on this recent development.
Deepika, you see, you're absolutely right. The opposition leaders and other supporters of Mr. Wickremesinghe have called this as a political witch hunt. They have said this will be the downfall of democracy. In fact, one of the former presidents, Mrs. Chandrika Bandaranayake Kumaratunga, has called that this is, ending of democratic values that have been enshrined in Sri Lanka's political system. Apart from that, even other former presidents like Mahinda Rajapaksa and Maithripala Sirisena also had condemned the move of the government to arrest and detain the former president, Mr. Wickremesinghe. Now, all of this had led to considerable pressure on the court also, and therefore, now we had seen that today the opposition leaders as well as several supporters of Mr. Wickremesinghe had protested near the court's premises, although the government had also placed sufficient precautions in the form of deploying security personnel at various locations across Colombo as well as specifically at the Fort Magistrates Court. Despite that, what has been a result out of all this is that the opposition has come united in calling out this kind of an effort wherein Mr. Wickremesinghe, who has been the first ever head of state of Sri Lanka to have been arrested on charges of corruption. So this is something which has been unprecedented in terms of the arrest or in terms of even the opposition coming united. So something has united the opposition in this manner. That said, today's proceedings at the court, they started in the afternoon around 1:40 p.m. and after hearing the both counsels, the court has decided to grant bail on the grounds of health conditions of Mr. Wickremesinghe and on sureties, 3 sureties of 5 million Sri Lankan rupees, because there have been 3 cases in itself. So these have been the developments that have happened today, Deepika.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Faruqi, for joining us and bringing us the latest straight from Colombo. Now, Lebanon will come up with a plan on the 31st of August to convince Hezbollah to disarm US Special Envoy for Syria and Lebanon, Thomas Barak, said on Tuesday. Israel will give a counter-proposal when it receives Lebanon's plan, Barak said after meeting with the Lebanese president. Barak said that the plan Lebanon was preparing would not necessarily involve military action to persuade Hezbollah to give up its weapons. Israel signaled it would reduce its military presence in southern Lebanon if the Lebanese armed forces acted to disarm Hezbollah, according to a statement from the Israeli Prime Minister's office. Lithuania's parliament on Tuesday voted in favor of letting the social affairs minister seek to form a new cabinet, bringing her a step closer to leading the government. Now, Rugine of the ruling Social Democrats party must still get the president to approve her cabinet and will face a second vote by the parliament in the month of September to confirm its manifesto. And now let's take a look at other stories making news around the world in brief. Australian police officials are on the lookout for a gunman who is on the run after shooting 2 policemen and injuring another gone to serve a warrant. People have been urged to stay at home till his arrest. Arizona's Pinal County witnessed severe dust storm on Monday, describing the storm as Haboob. The National Weather Service requested the drivers to pull aside in case of poor visibility. Dust storms occur when thunderstorms produce downdrafts that kick up dry, loose sand on the desert's floor, creating a wall of dust that travels outward, spanning a much larger area. A warehouse in Germany's Hamburg caught fire, causing multiple explosions. 3 people were injured in the accident as firefighters evacuated 25 others from the site. The intensity of the explosion could be understood from the fact that fragments of gas cylinders were found on the nearby highway as well. Well, a landslide has occurred near Indraprastha Bhojanalaya at Ardhukuari on the Vaishno Devi route, with several people fear trapped and reports of injuries. The Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine Board said rescue operations are underway with sufficient manpower and machinery deployed. Situation has been alarming in entire Jammu due to incessant rains, causing most water bodies to flow above the danger mark and submerging several low-lying areas and roads. Traffic on the Jammu-Srinagar and Kishtwar-Doda national highways have been suspended, while numerous hilly roads remain blocked or damaged due to landslides and flash floods. Officials added that the pilgrimage to the Mata Vaishno Devi shrine has also been halted as a precautionary measure. And in India's Himachal Pradesh, which is facing floods in various districts including Kullu and Manali, as river Beas continue to overflowing, turning dangerous for lives and properties. The Chandigarh-Manali National Highway was washed out due to water pressure as administration asked the people living on the banks of Beas River to stay alert. People have been asked to stay indoors unless urgent. No casualty have been reported so far. The 7th Foreign Office consultations between India and Kuwait were co-chaired by Additional Secretary Asim R. Mahajan and Assistant FM for Asia Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Sami Esa Johar Hayat at Kuwait on Tuesday in the national capital of Kuwait. Both the sides reviewed the entire spectrum of the strategic partnership, including in areas of political, trade and investment, defence, cultural and people-to-people ties. Discussions focused on ongoing initiatives and avenues to further deepen bilateral relationship. The Indo-German Chamber of Commerce in New Delhi organized its first Industry Dialogue Conference in the capital on Tuesday. The event was attended by industry leaders and the members of the Indo-German business heads to drive better trade and cooperation between the two countries. On the sidelines of the event, Charge d'Affaires German Embassy in India, George Ensweiler, spoke about a positive outcome on the India-European Union Free Trade Agreement likely by the year's end. Take a listen.
Well, as you know, not Germany is in the driver's seat with regard to the EU-India FTA. It is the European Union and the European Union Commission that is negotiating from the European side. But we are the signals we are getting are very positive. We hope that towards the year's end we will see these negotiations come to a fruitful result. The Prime Minister, the Honourable Prime Minister, and the President of the European Union Commission have indicated that they would like to see a finalization of this agreement by the end of 2025. And so we are hopeful that this will indeed happen.
He also spoke about the recent tariffs being imposed by the United States on India and the European Union.
These are U.S. tariffs, and so I would simply say that tariffs are obstacles to free trade wherever they are, whether it's on the Indian side, whether it's on the European side, whether it's on the U.S. side. So we would always be in favor of reducing tariffs to a minimum level.
While India is on track to become the world's most sought-after consumer market, according to the latest Morgan Stanley report, despite global uncertainty that triggered by the Trump tariff blitz and concerns over slowing GDP growth. The report notes a rising credit to GDP ratio and a growing manufacturing share of the GDP, both seen as signs of a more diversified and resilient economic base. Morgan Stanley projects that India could achieve fiscal consolidation with a primary surplus within the next 3 years. Now, this would also help reduce the saving investment gap. Inflation volatility is also expected to fall further. On to sports now. Neeru Thanda helped India add 2 more gold medals to its tally at the Asian Shooting Championship in Kazakhstan. Neeru won the individual women's trap title after combining with Ashima Ehlawat and Preeti Rajak to secure the team shooting gold in Shymkent city. In the individual final, Neeru shot down 43 of her 50 targets. Ray Basil of Qatar took the silver, while Ashima bagged the bronze and made it a double podium finish for Team India. In the team event, Neeru and Ashima, along with Rajak, won the gold medal. China bagged a silver, while Kuwait took bronze. In men's trap event, Bhavneesh Mendiratta had to settle for a silver medal. The Indian trio of Manu Bhakar, Esha Singh and Simranpreet Kaur secured a bronze medal, falling behind China and South Korea. The world today remembers Mother Teresa, the Albanian Roman Catholic nun and missionary, on her birth anniversary. Known as the Saint of the Ghettos, she dedicated her life to serving the poorest of the poor in India and across the globe. Here's a detailed report.
Born on August 26, 1910 in Skopje, Mother Teresa arrived in India in 1929 and made Kolkata her home. Founding the Missionaries of Charity in 1950, she devoted her life to caring for the sick, destitute and dying, living out her message of compassion and selfless service. Her humanitarian work earned her global recognition, including the Nobel Prize in 1979. Even decades after her passing in 1997, her legacy continues through the thousands of sisters and volunteers of the Missionaries of Charity, serving people in over 130 countries. Canonized as Saint Teresa of Calcutta in 2016 by Pope Francis, she remains as enduring symbol of love, humility and service. On her birth anniversary, prayers, charitable activities and remembrance events are held worldwide, reflecting her timeless message that not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Mother Teresa's life stands as a reminder that kindness and compassion can transform lives, leaving an indelible mark on humanity. Kriti Vadhera's report for DD India.
And that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.